Poland, West Virginia long snapper, and somebody I had a chance to chat with during the NFLPA University virtual event. And our interview went out to all the NFL teams. We reached out to Kyle because we wanted to get his story out to all of our listening audiences, the masses out there that be, and all the teams that do tune into the show to get the nitty gritty, because it's been a challenging situation trying to get to know these prospects. We all know about the pandemic and COVID-19 making the scouting process a whole heck of a lot harder. So we're going to bring you as many interviews as we can leading up to the 2021 NFL draft. And you heard Ralph just say, special teams, 1/3 of the game. And believe you me, when you have a close game like we will have this upcoming Sunday in the Super Bowl, there will be one play on special teams that might just be the game changer, folks. And so we welcome in Kyle Poland, the long snapper from West Virginia, here on the State of Football. Part 2 cameo, sitting in with myself. Kyle, good to see you again, my friend. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us here. And you are one of the top-rated long snappers in the 2021 NFL Draft, according to the NFL Draft Bible Big Board, of course, receiving an invitation to the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl and being recognized for your prestigious career. We spoke, I would say, 2 or 3 weeks ago. Let's start off with, what have you been up to since then?
Yeah, so I actually got to take a trip out to Special Teams U and work with Kyle Stetler out there, and that was just a great experience. I mean, he really focused in on some little things that I never even really knew to focus in on, and really helped my consistency from a snapping standpoint. And I think a lot of people are going to see those changes that we made, and I'm going to continue to be working with him and continue to get better. And
awesome.
Right now at this point, I'm working out with my staff here at West Virginia. Every day we're in there in the weight room getting ready for whatever's next.
Well, Kyle does a great job. We appreciate all the information that he feeds, not only to us, but to the NFL teams. Now, you mentioned that you're kind of, tweaking or fine-tuning that technique a little bit. What is the result? Is the ball snapping back there quicker? Are you picking up a millisecond of that time? Like, what are you hoping to achieve with the refinement here?
Yeah, it's just obviously as a long snapper, the goal is to have the ball in the hip every single time, and just little things with your wrist mobility, reaching out to the punter. It's just doing the little things, and he's taught me a lot of those. So it's just working on those little details that he's got me working on right now, and getting better each and every day.
Nice. Kyle Poland here, West Virginia long snapper on the State of Football, one of our top-rated long snapper prospects, bringing you the names you need to know first since 2002. It's what we do at the NFL Draft Bible, now on Sports Illustrated. So, Kyle, for the listening audience at home that might be hearing about you for the first time, take us through your West Virginia career, your development. We talked about, following in the footsteps. We had Rexy Sunahara last year at the NFLPA event. He was up at the big leagues, making a name for himself. So just take us through your journey. You obviously waited patiently for an opportunity, made the most of that situation. And now here we are 81 days away from finding out where you will be continuing your playing career.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it was a long journey that I don't think a lot of people would be patient through, but I was always confident in my ability to be able to go out there and perform whenever my time was here. So throughout my years, I sat behind Nick Meadows, who got a tryout with the Colts whenever he was done with college, and then obviously Rex Sunahara, who's currently with the Dolphins. So 2 great long snappers who I was able to learn from, and very lucky to be behind. But no, it was just waiting my turn, and I knew whenever it was my time, I would make the most of the opportunity and prove to the people that I can do it.
Yeah, and you've made a name for yourself, obviously grabbing the attention of the NFL scouts, and what's going to come up frequently between now and April is, Kyle, how much do you love the game? When did you fall in love with the game? When did you realize you had a passion for football? And, when did you realize, like, hey, you know what? I want to go all in and try to make this my profession.
Yeah, I mean, it really all started out in middle school. I played before that, but whenever middle school came around, my dad had always talked to me about long snapping, and it wasn't something that was very glorious, but it was something every team needed a consistent long snapper. So he took me under his wing and really taught me what he could do, and We just from going out in the yard and working every day, it was just, hey, I've got an opportunity to play at the next level. Let's keep working and see what I can do. And obviously, that's what happened throughout college. Kept working, and finally, my time came. And now I'm seeing that I have the opportunity to perform at the next level, and here we are. So I fell in love early at a young age, like a lot of people do, and just have been grateful for all these opportunities, and I'm ready to compete.
And then you went on to Morgantown High School there before you moved on to West Virginia. It sounds like your father had a significant influence in your life growing up. Take us, to your childhood or your background, your hometown, where you grew up. What was it like? What do you like to do outside of football? Some of the activities away from the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I'm a homeboy here in Morgantown. I didn't ever want to leave, so whenever I got that opportunity to play for West Virginia, it was just automatic. I knew I was coming here. So growing up here, I came to games every weekend. My parents have had season tickets since I can remember. So being at the games, looking up to the guys on the field, just saying, "Hey, I want to be one of those guys someday," and finally making that happen was just awesome. Um, but no, outside of football, I've got a wife now. She's due here soon, so we're looking forward to our first child. Um, but no, it's just everything that I've done these past few years is getting ready for this moment and trying to make the most of my opportunities. So that's my main focus, and I'm all into this.
Well, congratulations on the soon to be addition to the family. And
Thank
definitely look forward to that. And, this whole COVID thing has thrown a monkey wrench. Our director of scouting just had a baby, Ryan Roberts, and he had to deal with the whole hospital situation, who's allowed in, who's not. And, we've been dealing with it in the football community too. This was really been a hard season on you guys. What has been, I guess, the hardest aspect, or what was kind of a difficult challenge to kind of navigate this past year through the COVID pandemic? Obviously, everything being limited. What was kind of the hardships or difficulties that you had to go through this past year?
Absolutely, it's been a crazy year for everybody. But what I've talked to people about and what the hardest part for me was just not being around my teammates for a long period of time. Before the season started, we were all virtual meetings, virtual workouts. Everything was virtual, and it was just weird not being around your teammates and building that camaraderie with your teammates. And that's what we really missed out on this year. We didn't get to build those relationships with the freshman class that were coming in because we didn't have the whole summer before that to work with them. Um, and then another thing is just workouts. Working out from home isn't like working out in the weight room. Obviously, you don't have all the tools and um, things you need. So it's just making the most of what you can do at home, and that's what we had to do. Our strength staff and coaches were great to be able to provide us with what they could while we were away, but it was just everyone had to buy in and do their part from home. So that was the hardest part, but we made it through and got through the season, luckily.
Yeah, and here we are, 81 days away to the 2021 NFL Draft. Counting you down at the NFLDraftBible.com. Now on Sports Illustrated. All our chat room people here tuning in. We appreciate all the love. Bob, Rick, Michelle, everybody tuning in with the Kyle Poland bandwagon here as we gain momentum leading up to April. Kyle, you mentioned you went out to Special Teams U and had a chance to work with Kyle Stelter. What does the next 81 days look like for you?
So obviously it's all training here with my strength staff here. We're lifting every day, we're snapping every day. And then obviously I'm still in contact with Kyle out of Special Teams U. I talk to him almost daily, just asking him, hey, what can I critique with this snap over just a video? And he's doing his best to help me. So that's what these days are looking like for me. It's a daily grind, just getting ready for when my opportunity arises.
All right, very good. We'll be keeping tabs on your progression. Hopefully, you stay in touch with us here, and maybe we can pop you on one more time before the draft. But we're not going to let you off the hook here too easy, Kyle. We got to get a Super Bowl prediction out of you. So you were waiting patiently when our previous guest Ralph gave us his prediction. We're not going to let you off the hook until we get a prediction out of Kyle Poland, and you might upset one of your future employers here, but that's what we do at the NFL Draft Bible.
Absolutely. I can't say that I have a score prediction right now, but I'm 100% going with Tom Brady, and he's at his home field and definitely has an advantage from that aspect. So I've got to go with Tom. He's definitely
All
going
right.
to get.
There we go, folks. We got 2 predictions on record. 2 predictions going with the GOAT, the original GOAT, Patrick Mahomes, maybe the next GOAT in line. And, the Chiefs favored, but I have a feeling that a lot of people are going to be going with Tom Brady. Hard to pick against that, man. Hard to root against this man, Kyle Poland, West Virginia long snapper here on the State of Football. Kyle, we thank you so much for taking the time, checking in with us, and hopefully you're not getting pounded by the snow like we are here in New Jersey, and you can get out there and get some reps in today.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks for having me on again. I appreciate it.